So I would like to tell you a bit about my journey and then mention the resources or opportunities I had to help me in my career. So the biggest challenge is knowing where to find resources and opportunities for learning and teaching, specifically digital and computational skills. So I had this question, but I'll skip over this. We can talk about this during lunch, maybe. I want to know what opportunities did you have, or did you create where you had minimal resources, where you had to help people, and how did you do that? So my journey, I did microbiology and biochemistry. So I'm a biologist. So of course I didn't have any computational training. And then I specialized in molecular biology. So I ended up with a huge amount of data, and I made use of the CHPC to analyze my data, but I had to learn coding. Otherwise I couldn't use the CHPC. I then did a postdoc at pharmaceutics. I can't help you with medicine, I'm sorry. I just analyzed their data. And then I did some lecturing at microbiology for nursing students and pharmacy students, teaching them about bacteria and viruses. And I also did some admin. I love admin. I know that's a bit odd, but I was the conference secretariat. And then I moved into some project management at physiology, doing projects at schools, and that was amazing. But there was still this gap. People always asked me for help, like, can you please help me with this? Please help me with that. So then I decided to start my own consulting company so that I can do tailored training. If you need help with Excel, I do an Excel lesson. But if you need help with R, I present an R lesson. So I have a passion for teaching and helping people. And then now, finally, I am a senior data scientist at Fathom Data, but I lead the training department, and that is still my passion, is to teach others. But how did I get there? So, as I told you, I had complex data. I had no idea what to do with these sequences. I didn't even know how to transfer the data. Like, I got into my car, drove to Pretoria with an external hard drive, and I said, can you please copy the data? I didn't know how to transfer the data. And then Anelda started a genomics study group, because she realized people didn't really know the terminology and which tools were available. So I joined that. We did this every week, and it was a co-working session where we figured out things together and learned together. I then attended a software carpentry workshop where I was introduced to R for the first time, and that's how my data science career started. It was overwhelming, but it was the start. Then part of our study group, one of the things we did at the study group was to enroll for a course on Coursera. There are many other platforms. We call it MOOCs, Massive Open Online Courses. Coursera is just one. And we decided as a group, let's enroll for this and learn together and help each other. And then I also had the privilege to attend the CODATA-RDA School of Research Data Science. And it's a 2-week, very intensive data science course where you learn everything from the data management plans that they've mentioned, all the way to open science, machine learning, neural networks, all those fancy stuff in between. Also very overwhelming, but so valuable. And then I later also qualified as an instructor and trainer for the Carpentries, and I did a bunch of workshops at different institutions. As a volunteer, we didn't get any money, but I love sharing my knowledge and my skills and just teaching people. So how did I also pay it forward? Well, as I said, a lot of workshops, I think like 30 plus. And then every time with International Data Week, the librarians would ask me if I can do an R workshop for the day as part of IDW. So I would just book this computer lab at the library and just spend the day teaching R to a bunch of random people, from human resources to biologists to engineers. It was amazing. I didn't have any help. I just did a solo workshop. And then, as I said, the study group, we continued with this. And if you look on the Mozilla Science website, you will get a guide there to host your own study groups. It can be in various formats, but it's really nice to just get together. And then people still ask me, like, I want to learn R. So I started this Friday training sessions on a Friday afternoon. I think I started with 2 people. And then by the third Friday, there was 30. And I realized there's still this need to learn. So I did this training sessions also for free and for fun on a Friday, and people came. I then decided to start my own consulting company after I finished all my studies. And I traveled across the world doing training in medicine, in financial planning, and whatever. It doesn't matter what the discipline is, everybody has data. And I try to teach them best practices and how to deal with the data. I don't understand the domain necessarily, but I could teach them how to view data and how to work with data and how to write a script that is machine readable, that you can, for example, use R to analyze data. I also became more involved with the data schools. I'm a co-chair now, and we organize these schools globally. And it's every year. We teach a couple of schools. We have a South African school. We've hosted that online for the past couple of years since COVID, but we will go back to a face-to-face school next year. So if you're interested in this, reach out, and then I can send you the registration link once we start advertising. And then a school in Potch also asked me if I could come do some coding classes at their school. And this is in collaboration with the Northwest University for the Seth Academy. So it's science, engineering, technology, and health, where grade 9 students want to learn how to code. And I teach them R in like an hour and a half. So it's really fun to do that. So I just want to finish with this quote: earn your success based on service to others, not at the expense of others.